Let's look at problem 8. It says, which of the following is not true about a parallelogram? Now here I've drawn two parallelograms down here. Now the first says the diagonals bisect each other. Now the diagonals means if I take this guy and I draw from corner to corner and corner to corner, they cut one another such that this and that are equal, and that are equal. And is that true about a parallelogram? And the answer is yes. That is one of the facts. The diagonals will bisect one another. They'll cross these two. This diagonal will cut this diagonal into two equal parts, and this diagonal will cut that diagonal into two equal parts. In other words, they will bisect one another. So that absolutely is a true fact. So we're looking for the one that's not true. Let's look at B. Any two consecutive angles, now consecutive angles, this and the next angle, those are consecutive. This and its next angle, those are consecutive, one right after the other. So these are consecutive, those are consecutive, those are consecutive, those are consecutive. Any two consecutive angles are complementary. Now complementary simply means they add up to how many degrees? 90. Well, we learned that, let's say this guy down here is 70 degrees, looks acute, so 70 we'll guess sounds good. If it's 70 and these are parallel, as the name of a parallelogram suggests, this is a transversal. This guy and this guy are basically consecutive interior angles. They're on the same side of that transversal. This guy's going to end up being 110. So consecutive angles aren't complementary, but they will be supplementary. So B is probably going to be our answer here for what's not. Now let's double check, make sure, because sometimes in SOL they want more than just one. You got to pick every one of them that's not true. Not in this situation, but let's just go through and make sure. Any two opposite sides, these are opposite sides, those are opposite sides, are congruent, meaning they're the same length. Yes, we know that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal in length. So that would be a true fact. Finally, any two opposite angles, this angle and this angle are opposite, this angle and this angle are opposite, are congruent. Yes, that's something that we learned. If that's 70 and 110, that up there will be 70, and that down there will be 110. And it's based off, again, of parallel sides here and here, and there's a transversal. We could keep doing that 4 different times there to get all the angles inside the parallelogram. So in this case, B was the one that was not true about our parallelogram.